Now we'll see the mobile hardware replaceable parts.
Next, we'll see some movable parts of a mobile phone. Movable parts are speaker. Speaker is of one is ringer, loudspeaker and ear speaker, mic, vibrator, power switch, USB, SIM slot. So these are easily movable items from the mobile phones. We can easily do the changes, and this SIM slot is a somewhat tedious process, right? So speaker, ringer and ear speaker. It has some values in the form of resistance. It has the range of value to find whether it is working or not. Ringer gives loud sound. For giving a louder sound, it requires more current. If it requires more current, the resistance will be low. This is the logic. And for ear speaker, less sound, less current, high resistance. So what could be the value of the ringer and the ear speaker? This has low resistance, 8 to 10 ohms, right? And this has 16 to 32 ohms, right? So this is the procedure. Ringer has louder, more sound. If it gives more output, it requires more current. If current value is high, the resistance is low. That is the law. That is the theory. So, if more current requires, resistance will automatically reduce. And vice versa for ear speaker, earphone speaker, where you can hear the sound if your another subscriber speaks. So less sound, less current required, and high resistance. So compared to this is high, 16 to 32 ohms. And for checking mic, it should have 600 to 1800 ohms. Mic value should be 600 to 1800 ohms if it should be in the working condition. And for vibrator, it should be 2.5 volt to 3.5 volt. So we can check the vibrator whether it is working or not with the help of a DC power supply by setting it off 2.5 volt. In sometimes, under working condition, it may vary between 2.5 volt to 3.5 volt. That's why I am giving the range. Power switch, 1.5 volt to 2.5 volt. So if you are checking with the multimeter, connecting the battery and press the power switch on your mobile phone, it gives the value in between 1.5 volt to 2.5 volt. So this is the range. If it is not giving the value in between this, the particular part is not working. Or if it is far away from the given value, higher or very lower, the power switch or the vibrator or speaker or whatever the things are mentioned here may or may not work. So this should be measured before you change. If a customer asking for I can't hear the voice, you can't directly change the mic or the speaker. You have to check. As an engineer, we have to check whether the speaker is having the exact value between the range. Then we can diagnose and do the changes, troubleshoot it and give the solution to the customer. This is how you have to do the hardware service. You can't directly open it and do the changes. Right. And finally, the USB. So USB detect connector should be like this. Right? The points 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And this is voltage. Fifth point is ground. 2 and 3 is for data. And the fourth pin is mode. Select. What is mode select? We know all these voltage, data transfer and common ground. And what is mode select? Whenever you connect your mobile phone with any interface device to the system or laptop, it shows some options, whether you are going to charge, whether you are going to transfer the data or you are going to debug. So that is the mode. Whatever you want, you can do the selection. So that thing will be transferred with the help of pin number 4. So this is the USB pin deconnector. So normally we will have a USB pin like this. 4 pins are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this pin number 1 is voltage. Fourth one is ground. And 2 and 3 are data. Right. So this is the pin USB A connector, which has been connected to the computer or laptop devices, and this is a pin diagram, pin connector, which is connected with your mobile. So the value, if you want to check whether the USB A or B is working or not, you have to check with the help of multimeter. You have to check the voltage and the ground. Here, voltage and the ground and nothing else. So, what you will get if you check the voltage here in both the pins? If you connect the adapter and connect the adapter pin to the mobile phone, it should give some voltage to the device, mobile phone. So, that voltage should be of 5 volt. If you measure this C-type connector, you will receive the 5 voltage level. And in this, you can check it, which gives the more than 3 volt. If it is more than 3 volt or 3.5 volt, this USB is working fine. For checking the ground connection, the USB is having a metal case. Whatever may be the USB, it's having a metal case in it. So this is the common ground. So one pin, the black color pin, you can touch it here, and you can touch the fourth pin, it gives the beep sound. If you place it in the mode similar to the continuity or in the diode mode, it gives the beep sound in there while you are working the ground connection. So wherever you are checking the ground, you have to check in that way. The multimeter should be in this buzzer mode or in the diode mode, right? So in this position your multimeter should be placed, and for checking the ground connection you have to check in this way. One red color probe should be placed here and black color should be placed in the ground position or any metal surface, right? So in this way you can check the USB. And the SIM slot, most probably the SIM or the SIM slot or SIM tray will never get damaged. In case if it is not working, if it is not sensing the SIM card, you should know the points to check. It has 6 points in your SIM, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have to check the pin number 1 and pin number 4, which is of voltage and ground. If the voltage and ground is good, and that part should work fine. This is for your SIM tray. Even for your SD card, you have to check the pin number 1 for voltage. So if the voltage and ground is good in electronic parts, and everything should work fine. Even if the ground connection is not proper and the voltage connection is properly connected, and that will never give the exact output, right? So you should know the connections where the voltage pin is exactly pointed out and where the ground connection is exactly pointed out. The other things are used for data, reset and clock. So for being a mobile engineer, mobile service engineer, and this reset clock, maybe you should have the data knowledge. Voltage and ground measurement you should know. Okay, so these things are the very important things which are required for doing a service, basic service. So here I am showing some of the basic parts you can move out from the mobile phones. Like if you want to change the display, you can do it. So but we can't check with the multimeter. Right, there are some possibilities to check the parts as well as the components before changing. So those things I have shared now. Before changing the parts or the components, you check with the multimeter once and then you will do the change of components or parts. That is good for customer as well as for the service engineer. And once you change, after it's not working means where is the issue? So you have to troubleshoot the entire section. Whether it is a power issue, whether it is a audio section issue, or it is a signal issue, you should know where it is exactly and what is the problem. And these things can you should not write and keep it. You should have it in your mind. Whatever the things you are going to practice, you should have it in your mind. Then only you can recollect it whenever it required. Don't memorize. Don't copy it. So you can have it in your mind. When it will be stored in your mind, once you get into a practice.
Next, we'll see the theoretical concepts of soldering practice.